So the real like simplified cheat code is this. You said
Yeah.
it. Take responsibility
Yeah.
for your actions and reactions,
Mm-hmm.
for your thoughts, for
Mm-hmm.
like you just got to take responsibility,
Mm-hmm.
right? The second is love, accept, and forgive. LAF.
Mm.
This is my meditation mentors always teach me this. They're like, it's actually forgive, accept, love, but
Mm-hmm.
it's laugh. LAF. Love,
Mm-hmm.
accept, forgive. So what
Mm-hmm.
have I not forgiven?
Mm-hmm.
If I can forgive that, what have I not accepted? Can I accept it? Then love it.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden it loses its
The
power
hold, right?
and
It's
hold,
like, yeah.
and then meditate. And
Yeah.
for me, the meditation is the path of light and sound, which
Mm-hmm.
is a specific meditation that's really about getting above the mind and getting into the spirit
Mm-hmm.
and connecting directly with source
Mm-hmm.
and receiving that love and giving that love. So to understand the infinite being that we are.
Yeah.
So that's really the what I've learned and what my mentors have brought to me.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that is when it comes down to it, every day I say, how can I be in the world but not of it?
Yes, I love that. That's what I
Right?
believe as well.
Like
Yep.
David Hawkins had a
Yep.
program called In the World But Not of It
Hmm.
that I bought on Audible, and I listened to it like 20 times, and I was like,
Mm.
if I'm in pain, it's because I'm stuck in the world. It's because I haven't
Mm.
processed emotions. It's
Right.
because I haven't connected to the abundance and the truth of what is.
Yeah.
It's because I don't believe fully in that moment in the healing power of God and the infinite being that I am. So I
Mm-hmm.
realized that those are all little footsteps or imprints to put me back on the proper path.
Yeah.
And that path is to source and to return to
Yeah.
oneness.
So you really see it all as information available in the field for an upgrade. That's
Right.
how I see it. It's like, so it's why it's like, oh, the moment I have a human moment and I'm off into like an idea of creating suffering or pain or disconnect or separation, etc., it's like, oh, that's right. Actually, what is here for me that
What's
this
the
gives
lesson?
me? Because that
Yeah.
too is abundance. That is an abundance of, again, showing
Right.
us.
If you see it all as divine.
Yes, thank you. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
But, part of it is, I feel like if we face any of our pain with love and compassion, on the
Mm-hmm.
other side, if we go through it, is connection and consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can get to that connection and consciousness,
Mm-hmm.
then we are the
Because
being that
whatever
we're
you
meant to
had
be.
pain with that may be separation, like let's say for instance you had some sort of resistance with your mom because of da 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 da, and
Right.
then through love and connection on the other side, you are one,
Right. We're
right?
capable of doing harder things than the world
Yeah,
wants us to think. They want us to numb
yeah.
out with watching another, thing on YouTube or watching another,
Mm-hmm.
thing on TV or complaining about everything in the world. And so that's why in
Mm-hmm.
the play, I'm like, forget about the world, change the game
Yeah.
and just
And what
focus on
game are you
yourself.
playing is
Right.
what you
What
like to
game are you
say.
playing? Right.
And that you can all win your game based on you design the game. So I would
Yeah, the
love,
game in my marriage is an
yeah,
extraordinary husband and premier romantic. That's
yeah,
the game.
yeah,
So there's date nights and there's,
yeah.
like conversations where we're going deep in
Mm-hmm.
conversation because that's what she loves. There's walks along the river at the cabin. There's,
Mm-hmm.
always a trip on the books that we're looking forward to. There's
Mm-hmm.
like we have a formula that's our
Mm-hmm.
game,
Mm-hmm.
right? And when
Mm-hmm.
we're playing, as long as we're in that game,
Mm-hmm. It just keeps getting greater.
it just keeps getting better,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. And your form of like as you expand into more expression, what's more joy and releasing any like as your formula and like you delegate and eliminate anything that is not of that. It doesn't mean it's like it's a micro step. It's a presence moment at a time that it just keeps getting greater. When they're in that vibration, then everything else matches to that. But the scarcity game is I'll be this and someday it'll change, which never happens, which we know is like a
Yeah.
mind. So what I would love in closing off is just to first off, I would love you to describe like how you describe a rich life. You use this in your one man show,
Yeah.
like with your son, where he even asked you, Dad, are we rich? And like this really
Yeah.
kind of helps you see what kind of game are we really playing based off of these ideas of what we think richness is and success is.
Yeah, I think our richest life is the life that we live by design that we don't want to retire from. So when
Mm,
my son asked me, "Are we rich?" I was like, "Well, if you're talking about memories and love and experiences, yeah. If you're asking
mm.
me about money, well, I am. I don't know about you. That's yet to be determined, right?
Yeah.
That's the line. So I feel like probably people watching this are 80% of the way there.
Uh-huh.
But to get to our richest life, a lot of times it takes that outside perspective to say,
Mm,
look, if you were to look at where you have because the problem is people look at us and go, oh, you got everything figured
mm-hmm,
out. And it's true to a large degree, but then there's always these little things
mm-hmm.
that outside
We're still
perspective
human
is so
growing.
helpful,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, wait, there's another level there.
Yeah.
So to me, the richest life is what everybody describes as retirement today.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Well, and I'll say you did this little exercise in your one man show, which
Yeah,
I loved.
the value index. Yeah.
Yes, value index. And so where it was just like adding a certain amount of money onto every single month of your life, and where it switched from thinking like for me, I was like, yeah, that'd like, yeah, a little bit there, that's gonna just, yeah, what cool, a little bit more for an extra trip or whatever. And the moment it was like, yeah, oh, so many more philanthropy projects and how I can serve the world and all like
Right.
all these creations we have, and like we're building these communities and these sanctuaries of awakening consciousness that's starting in Bali and all over the world. There was like, oh yeah, there's so,
Right.
yeah.
It goes from being, if it was only about us, a lot of money, to being a little amount of money.
Yeah.
Even $1 billion when you're thinking about the
Mhm.
shift in consciousness is nothing. If you're thinking about spending it as an individual, it's a lot.
Yeah, but really that it's like it's all available. It's a matter of,
And we have to operate
yeah.
from that place now,
Yes.
not that place when we get there. And that's
Yeah.
see the whole purpose of that exercise is I
Mhm.
could talk about abundance
Mhm.
and we can intellectually even get it.
Mhm.
But
you
I
have
wanted people to experience
you have to
abundance,
feel it in your
and feel it,
be operating from that felt
and let
sensuality.
them answer the question.
Yes.
Like, so
Yeah.
there's space and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But coming from, so really the life code is you come from the vibration, you live it, be it now, and do that, and let
Right.
everything else align and design itself accordingly. And I just love the context that you bring, the way that you bring it into like, oh, I can see how this is the tool that I get to be able to do. So what would you say? How can people, obviously you've had your comedy tour. You're not necessarily doing one of those right now. You're doing
Yeah, people
mostly.
can hire me to do that for
You're
the
doing
corporate
huge
event.
corporate events that you're doing
Like
your
Greg that
one-man
was
show.
on today watching,
Yeah.
he hired me to do it for
Yeah.
a corporate event.
Yeah.
And that's best.
You're doing that. You're working
Yeah.
with one-on-one clients in your cabin, obviously.
Just do like 24 of those a year. Pretty within my container and rules, but like I'm bringing them to my sacred space. It's like a
Amazing.
lodge. It's beautiful area. Yeah.
Beautiful. And what if for like the everyday person to maybe want to receive some of the wisdom from you, just like I did, that shifted my life
I think
so
my
many years
blog is
ago?
definitely the most just raw and transparent, super. Like I've written recently 2 things about, hey, with everything that's going on in the economy, let me help you see through the matrix and know precisely what to do.
Because you build your own economy.
Right. So that's, but then I have like, hey, here's when I got sued once and what the lessons were in that and what that
Amazing.
experience was like.
Wow.
Or here's the first time when I was 15 and I gave a speech versus what that did, and like what the thoughts were and emotions. And then just, there's
Your
always,
expression
I'm
is such a
checking
gift.
everything's like richest life stuff, but it's very like, I'm learning as I write it because there were still remnants of lessons, but by writing it, I get to pull it all the way out, and I'm just fully sharing.
Oh,
So
that's so good.
there's no I lived a perfect life. I'm perfectly imperfect.
Yeah.
And okay with that.
Yeah, perfect. I love that. So with your books, people can get your books. Where can they get the money?
So if you go to Garrett Gunderson .com/offer, you can download 2 of my books for free.
Amazing.
I think that's Showing Sacred Cows
Abundance
with the Rockefellers.
everywhere.
Yeah. So there's those 2.
Is there anything else that you're excited about offering or sharing, or is the most exciting for your soul? Other than sitting here with me.
So one of the things I'm excited to tell you about is what you just witnessed.
Yeah.
We're putting a music score through the whole thing.
What?
So imagine what you just watched at the one-man show being scored with music in the background the whole time.
So cool.
Helping take the ride to a crescendo.
Yeah, because I loved when you had the videos come up in the back, or the pictures and the little bits of music made it feel like really more interactive. So a whole nother
I'm
level.
working on that. Hopefully get some progress on that today.
Cool.
So
when I'm back next time in the States, you'll have 5 more books and that.
And
All with ease and grace.
I am excited about the children's book.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's right. You have a children's book.
So
Please.
I teamed up with this woman, Julia Cook. She sold over 3 million copies of children's books. And Source Books is the best publisher. And money is the character. It's for K through 5th grade. I am money. I don't grow on trees.
Oh.
And the whole message is, there's a lot of studies that if people have the basic amount of money that handles just the general things in life, like let's say like $75,000.
Yeah.
It helps them with happiness. After that, there's no correlation.
Wow.
So it can help you with the basics, but from there, it's about finding your purpose and being abundant enough that you could share your gifts with the world. So that's the whole message of the book.
Oh, that's
and
so
putting,
good.
it talks about earning and saving and spending, which I think is all helpful. But the end message, when I read it to my wife for the first time, I was all emotional and crying. Like, I think it's got, and then I have a book called Life in Debt. And that book is using humor to
Mm-hmm.
help people address this behemoth of debt that the world's in.
Oh, wow.
And so I'm using comedy. I'm flying to LA to work
Edutainment,
on getting
right?
illustrators for it. So yeah,
Amazing.
all that edutainment world.
Wow.
Hey, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And if you're enjoying these videos, well, there's good news. More where that came from. So go ahead and click through and watch the next video now.